Upon reviewing my footage, I noticed something. You guys look at that purple wire that's close to that green wire. You see that little bare bit back there? I think maybe that might be my culprit causing my issues. So we're going to go out there and check that out. I was literally reviewing the video after I posted it. I spotted it. Good times all around. All right, let's have another look. I'm going to peek under here again. See if I can get it to focus. No, it doesn't like focusing. But I think that purple wire's got a bit of a short there. Now, the easiest way to do this is to take it down. It's kind of a pain. But it is the easiest way. Let me switch hands. Drop those screws. How did I do this before? Right. I think I had it tipped this way. And I don't need these plugged in because I've got them numbered, so I can replug those. And that gives me opening. Yeah, that's how I did it before. All right, so the problem area, holy crap. I don't know if that's a wire or not. It's just dirt. There was a little piece of wire hanging from there, and you can't see it really, but it's laying right there. A little shiny piece of copper. Don't see a connection though. All this wire looks clean. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. But I do have, there is a break right here. See that? Right there. That might be an issue. The wire is still connected in there though. There's a break in that insulation. There's a break right here too. That's probably where I stripped that wire actually. But that definitely could be, if they were really close together like this, right? It could be possibly arcing or shorting right there. That could be the issue. Right there. This one's also got a nick in it too. So if the amp was picking up a short on channel 3, which would be this one, that would also cut channel 4 out, but not necessarily cut out channels 1 and 2, because there's basically two separate amplifiers in here. Interesting. Now I dropped the screw. Those are two. I gotta locate. Those are 3 screws. I need to locate all 4 screws. Here it is on the ground back here. I'll make sure I have all 4 screws accounted for. I don't want any flats happening out here. So what I need to do is get my Allen wrench and clean this up, redo these wires. I think that would be prudent. So we're going to take these out and redo these wires. This may not be the problem. In fact, anybody looking at this would go, that's probably not where your issue was. But at the same time, even if it's not the problem, I don't like it. I'm going to fix it, because it could lead me down a different path later when I do find out what was causing it. If it ain't it, this could end up causing a second issue, and we don't need any of that. So all the connections were good, and I always fold these wires back to make them bigger. So those are all fair connections. There's no issues, there's no stray wires. But this is a problem. I could probably just like put tape on these, but I'm not going to. How much extra do I have? Yeah, I have enough. Let me go back and look at these connections back here. See if there's anything boogered up. No, everything looks clear. So I think we're okay. I'm just going to come back and shorten these wires. I may have to strip some back, I don't know, but I'm going to shorten these wires back to this point, so that we're not running into that problem again. And these terminals are kind of healthily sized, and this wire is kind of small, so I fold it up to make a good connection, mainly so that the screw doesn't break the wire, because that's another thing that you run into with these worm screws, is oftentimes when you screw them in and get them really tight, the screw will literally cut the wire. So you want them to be tight, but you don't want to over tighten them, or you'll wind up causing the problem you're trying to prevent. Just a tip. And what will happen is you'll break 90% of the wire and you won't realize it, and then after it wiggles a little bit, it'll just work its way loose, and like, why is that speaker cutting out? Because you cut the wire. This is how I normally set them up when I'm using a smaller gauge wire for this. I just twist them and then I fold them. It's just a little bit more meat to be bitten down on. And then I confirm it's positive first, and green is number 3. So we'll go in with that, and we'll start clamping down on it. And it's the blue wrench. It's almost always the blue wrench whenever I need to. So don't go crazy, just give it a good pull, make sure it's connected, and move on. And a good pull, and make sure that The polarities are the same. So this purple one's hard to see the black, so you got to really look at it. Got to really look at it. Make sure you nailed it. Is that black? Yeah, it's right there. That black one is hard to spot. So we want this one in the first hole. And you always use standard color sequence, which is white, gray, green, and purple. White for the driver's side front, gray for the passenger side front, green for the driver's side rear, and purple for the passenger side rear. Or in this case, that's going to be tight. That's good enough though. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you stick with the traditional wiring colors. It makes it easier for you whenever you have to go searching for things, or somebody else that's helping you, or a shop. I didn't get that in there. Oh, that's going to be a pain. Or a shop that comes in behind you and works on something. Whoever is doing it behind you, whether it be you or somebody else, will automatically be using standard color scheme. And so if that's what you used, then everybody's on the same page. And that's awful tight. I'm gonna see if I can loosen this up a little bit. 'Cause that's, I want it to be tight. I do not want a bunch of extra wire, but I do want it to go in there and make a good connection. Let's see if we got it in there that time. Probably not. These terminals are pretty deep. Yeah, it went in there that time. So we got a good connection. All right. Yeah. I'm also going to check over my settings while I've got this amp pulled down where it's easier for me to see what's going on, not standing on my head. Make sure my settings are right. I'll show you guys here in a second. I just got to reposition this a little bit to where I can get to that part better. That works. So what I'm doing is looking over my switches, making sure that my filters are applied in such a way that I want them to be. But I'll get back to you guys in a second. All right, we got that back installed. Everything is as it should be. Now I just got to work on the inside, move some wires around, and do some testing. See if we've accomplished our goal or not. In fact, we did accomplish our goal. At least as far as I can tell right now. I got out there and played it some this afternoon, and my friend called me and wanted to talk. You know, he's a truck driver, and he wanted to talk and interrupted the whole videoing process, but I think it's sorted. I got it back in, got a basic tune back on it because I had changed the tune for the way I had it hooked up, and crossing fingers it's going to be good. It's playing good today, and hopefully it continues to do so. It's crazy if that was the cause the whole time for all that. That's just nuts, man. But you never know. Sometimes the devil's in the details, right?